You are working, because I guess some of you are still working, but you are also trying to start up your own ventures. How do you balance that? I always say there are 24 hours in a day. We all have it. 8 hours we are employed. You are going to work, maybe you start at 8 and you finish at 5. And then there's 8 hours that you've got to sleep. We need to rest, and it. But there's still 8 hours. And those 8 hours, those are the ones that make the difference between somebody who is going to remain mediocre or is going to be extraordinary.
Yeah.
What you are going to do with those extra 8 hours in the 24 hours is what is going to forge you ahead. So 8 hours you've already accounted for yourself where you are employed. The 8 hours you've got to rest. Certainly 8 hours, what do you do? Do you watch soapies? Do you go and do you watch TikToks? And so on. So you need to be able to say, what is it that I'm going to do of value with my 8 hours? And if you are going to account for those 8 hours in a meaningful manner, you'll be able to balance. I was doing it. I was working. I only left work after I realized, well, now I think I'm onto a very good thing. This is now an awakening giant. I can't continue being employed, because it meant I was working literally 16, 17 hours every day, because I had to account for the hours that I'm being paid for by somebody. And what he says, you need to be able to work in another person's business as your own business. That is what they call intrapreneurship. But who says as if you company yako? Because if you can do that, you are going to be able to do it in your own company. And you think urukuitira chipo mari, kana urukuitira rhinos mari, wakarasika because also before kambonoshkona, it becomes a culture. And that culture you can never really get rid of it. So you need to work as if you are working in your own business. And then you can go and do your 8 hours. And in time, you are building something that you can then say, well, because the kubasa amambo faulty because urukuita bas. And it end urukuita ni masho. So that transition of managing the work and the whatever and your business time is very easy. Then obviously the transition, it was the transition about from small, okay, right. You obviously we've got to start small. There's no way you can wake up and build a business. You are in a corner office. I think that is the folly of many of us. As the young guys that I see here, most of you, you want to have a business where you are wanting yourself already a corner office. You are driving a GT6 or a, what is the cars that you like, Range Rover? Yeah. You are driving a Range Rover, but your business is not even worth that yet. So you need to be able to say, okay, this is where I am. And how do you transition to run a corporate from an SME? In fact, you start at a micro entity. Micro is not going to teach you, no one talking about Maria Como, won't take a chiva, but how do you transition? You need to start building systems. If you start building systems, and what you put down on paper is what you write down on paper, you then need to be able to account to it every time. What is not measured cannot be done, and easy. So you need to write, you need to have a system, no matter how simple it is. This is why even our business was only 3 years old. And at the time, it was not even anything to write home about. But we said we are going to go for international standardization, ISO. Because we wanted to run a business that was going to evolve into a corporate in no time. So that's how you need to build a system. You need to have your own working procedures, standard operating procedures. You can be able to quickly tell which because if onema financials are all every month, okay, the revenue account, the cost, and account for every cost. If it's special, just put some money on it. Even you think you've got telephone, just put some money on it, because then you know you are going to run a business which I can't sustain. So a system, you need to be very process driven. If you are not process driven, your business is not going to be sustainable. So that's how you transition. If you cannot run on systems, and if you are not process driven, you will not go anywhere. Now, some tomatoes, I always say, if you take some tomatoes, you can go system. Can't go back because business I got graduate. Thank you.